Welcome to the Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders podcast. Prepare to take a dive into all things mythical, eerie and downright strange. Stick around. You might just enjoy yourself.
Aren't we? We're very
intimate.
It's a very intimate recording. There's about how much space would you say is between me and you with the microphone?
Half a 30-centimetre ruler.
Yeah.
Do not ask me how I know that.
If I sneezed or maybe lunged, I'd be in Adam's
vicinity.
We're in kissing distance, really. Close.
Oh.
Getting closer. Oh, yes. So, welcome to Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders. Today is a different episode. It's a bit more stripped back, if you're into that sort of thing, because Lewis has decided to take a impromptu trip to Ross-on-Wye. Now,
where's Ross-on-Wye?
I don't know. Apparently it's not far from us, Lewis says, but it's where they film the Netflix series Sex Education.
Oh, I've been told to watch that.
I think he's actually going to be an extra. And he'll be in the background who goes, "We've got a massive dick!" You know, if it's Lewis, it'd be,
I've got a
massive dick!
I've got a massive dick.
So,
I think my impression's quite good.
It's coming along. Right. I've got massive penis, haven't I? I call myself a voice actor, but, if you can't nail Lewis's voice, what are you? But anyway, what we're trying to do today is, as Lewis isn't here and we don't want to jump into anything too big or proper, we're kind of going to honour him in a way. Not like he's died or anything like that.
We're going to honour him.
We're going to honour his memory. And also, to you ladies out there who do enjoy the dulcet tones of Lewis Carr, we're very sorry he isn't here this week, because Lewis does have, indeed, some female attention. People think
I'm not surprised.
He's an enigma.
He is.
You think he's a man out of time. They think he's from 70 years in the past. And I do get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't know Lewis how we know. He's actually a sexually voracious animal.
We don't know him like that. I deny knowing him like that.
I know him the most, and he's dangerous. Like Lewis does at the end of most episodes, he brings in his little story, factoid, what have you, of the week. And what me and Adam are doing is kind of similar. Things we've found, new stories, things we found interesting in the week, and we're just gonna riff on it, mate. So it's gonna be a lot more laid back, Do you want to start, Adam, or do you want me to start? Do you want to ease you in?
Ease me in.
Okay, I'll ease you in.
Ease me in.
Start with something interesting. This was actually sent to us by the Haunted Housewives podcast, who we appeared on a few weeks ago on an episode about sexy ghosts. And that episode itself will actually be released on our channel in the start of October. So you get to hear all about the sexy ghosts. So today, the story was sent to me by the Haunted Housewives podcast. And this is Adam.
Hello.
You and me met whilst working at Aldi, yeah?
We did, yes.
Do you recall any strange product recalls while you were there?
Not particularly, no.
Good start. I remember one time, because I'm such a good employee,
Yes.
they found a full screw, about like a nearly 3-inch long screw inside a bag of grated cheese. Had a wake up in the morning. And also I remember one time we did a recall because there was metal inside the popcorn chicken.
Like in the box ones?
The box ones, yeah. And the bad thing was I gave the last box to a customer just before the recall come out. So if you did die, little Benny, I'm sorry.
Little Benny?
Say little Benny, he's about 18. Yeah, so rest in peace, little Benny. But yeah.
Boy.
Little Benny.
Little Benny.
Grown man, little Benny.
He died doing what he loved.
Eating
popcorn chicken.
Laced with sharp metal bits. Have you ever had to return anything for a strange reason before in a store?
Not a strange reason. The only reason being that I'm probably so deep into my overdraft that it feels like the right thing to do.
Listen, I bought this this Roomba 3 years ago, and I'm poor now. I ain't got the receipt.
But just trust me. Take my word on it. It's defective.
Sir, this is a bank. Oh, well, can I have some money for it? Yeah. So, no, I don't think I have, to be fair, either. I've returned stuff, but unfortunately, no interesting stories. Just more finding stuff with weird stuff in.
Yeah.
Metal in the cheese, metal in the chicken, metal in your...
It's always metal. Why is
metal, because it's made factories, mate. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. But yeah, anyway, so today, we're talking about Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna.
So that already blew my mind, because in Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls, one of my favourite 90s comedies, when he's speaking to the Tribal's people, he starts saying, because there's a line they say, I think it's like welcome, I can't remember what it is, but he keeps saying Bumblebee Tuna. He goes, nice to meet you, Ace Ventura, Bumblebee Tuna. He keeps saying Bumblebee Tuna. I thought he was saying it because of the film. I thought he was. I thought he was saying it because it was just sounded funny. But it turns out Bumblebee Tuna is actually a tuna brand.
Oh, really?
That's the story. How interesting is that? No, it's not the story. So they issued a product recall on some tuna fish tins, and I like my tuna fish.
Yeah.
Lewis always warns me that I eat too much, as due to the mercury content inside.
Oh.
So they did a mass product recall on some tuna fish, but following this, they had to weather public relations rumors because apparently the tuna fish recall was caused by a human falling into the tuna grinder.
Oh my
goodness. Wait, no.
Why, that's not good.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be a few more bones in the tuna today, guys.
That is one of my... I hate that, I know, because they say all bones have been removed, or at least attempted. I love that. It's always like they have to say attempted removal now. But whenever you get one, you bite into it, you're like...
I have a claim!
I'm making some money. So yeah, the rumor was that this big recall was done because somebody fell into the tuna grinder. Poor, unfortunate soul.
Poor person.
What a way to go, though. There's some weird deaths out there.
I reckon if you are going to die,
falling into a tuna grinder is one of them.
Yeah, falling into a tuna grinder is probably quite high on the list.
I'd rather be dead first.
I mean, yeah.
Unless you want to feel yourself grinded into nothingness.
Depends for how long. Maybe half a second I can take that, and then just
10 minutes.
Black out.
It's really slow. Yeah, so that's what happened, and they had to weather this crazy public relations story about possibility of human remains being inside the tuna itself.
Oh yeah.
Now the article says that it was called to be a hoax, but there was.
Goodness, I can see the fly.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's about to be a fly murder in the studio. I mean, I actually quite like animals, and I avoid killing flies.
Animals.
Well, they're part of the animal kingdom.
Insects.
They're God's creatures, great and small. So Adam is currently sifting through his blinds, looking for it.
He has been vanquished.
The fly is dead. Long live the fly. Now, previous reports for recalls were apparently all, quote unquote, machine malfunctions. But maybe that's what they want us to think. I mean, where's the room that somebody fell into a tuna can? Just one guy crushed into a tuna can. Yeah. The reports were apparently reinforced by a tragic event that took place in 2012, where a Bumblebee employee was cooked alive in an industrial oven.
Oh my...
That is...
Fucking Jesus.
That is horrible.
That is very... that's low on the list.
How mad would you be if you died whilst working at Aldi?
I'd be dead, so... I felt dead there anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
I had no...
Yeah, I mean, prop to anyone who does work at Aldi and listens to this, we've been there. 5.5 years been there, and I mean, it may be a great store where you work, but where we worked, it was not good. It was soul crushing, and yeah, met some great people.
Yeah.
Adam's here.
Hello.
But most of it, guys, it was just a terrible, terrible slog. It's funny because it's like they take away all your basic human needs. It's brilliant. Yeah, I love it. Such good memories there.
If anyone from Aldi's listening to this, please sponsor us.
Yes, we'll yeah.
We'll stop slandering you.
The hummus is great. But yeah, that's basically it's a kind of a mini story to come into it with. Basically, someone apparently found to got grinded up.
I bet they got some because any PR is a good PR, isn't it?
Yeah, not when people. Yeah, but you're not going to buy the product though, are you? Oh, but there's people in those tins.
Yeah, but they might have some strange reason, a stock rise or something, some fancy investment term.
Some guys just buying tins just for the possibility that there's people in there.
Yeah, because you can sell them on the black market or something.
We've got some man meat in this. It says tuna, mate, but
some people will get off on that.
People
the
get
thrill of eating tuna, and there might be some human remains in there.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I unfortunately was told about The Art of Zoo a few days ago.
Oh,
don't Google it.
Oh,
it's not. And if you're listening as well, don't Google it as well because it's bad. It's not like ha, it's gross.
Let's Google it. Oh. What was it?
The Art of Zoo.
I just come up with porn video.
I'm scared. Oh no! No.
See, that was brought to... I know. It's the worst thing I've seen on the internet in a long time. But I'm glad we got it on air. Adam discovering... So what would you say about it?
Oh,
first thoughts?
No. The first thoughts is I need to take my glasses off and rub my eyes.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Well, Marsha bought you some bleach sprays on the shelf there.
Thank you so much, Marsha. Marsha, you're a gem. Thank you.
It's not great. I was pulled into it unwittingly. there was a whole thread on Reddit basically mentioning it, but not in the way that it would be. But honestly, don't look it up.
I just saw a black lab, that was it, and I just
Yeah,
don't. Poor, no.
yeah. Or we're gonna say, or if it's bad and it's got animals involved,
We have descended.
you know where
We
it's
have
going.
descended.
Just don't do it, man.
in such a short amount
It's
of time.
it's for. Put it together. Adam mentioned porn. Now he's mentioning Black Lab. Just move on. What have you got for us, Adam? Next, we've got Bumblebee Tuna. We're going to ignore the Art of Zoo conversation. What have you got for us now?
Okay, so
I'm excited about this one.
it takes more of a bit of a serious element now.
Ladies and gentlemen, make yourself a cup of coffee, maybe some wine, something nice, and prepare to descend into the depths of Adam's psyche.
Oh goodness. Okay, so I told you earlier that recently I took a trip to a nice little mountainside place.
What was it called, Adam?
I can't remember.
Where was it, Adam?
I don't know. I was kidnapped by this lovely girl and taken to this mountain.
Sounds like the start of a dream.
Yeah.
It was a dream. It was great.
It was a great dream. And we started climbing this mountain. It was really good. It's only like a short steep, but we come to this little waterfall, and we were just standing by the waterfall looking over. And it was, just really nice. You have some strange moments in these.
And then I pushed her over.
She's no longer with us anymore. And yeah, so we just started talking about stuff. We sat there for quite a while and somehow got into the topic of religion, philosophy.
Always good. Well, you're going to university to study philosophy.
Yeah,
soon,
exactly.
so, you know,
And she reminded me of a story I read, a little short story called The Egg by Andy Weir. I think it's Weir?
Weir, mate.
Weir.
Us normal talking folk, we stick to the letters as they are.
So I'm going to do my best.
Andy Weir, writer of The Martian, did you say?
Yeah, I think so. I think
So, a lot of you probably have read The Martian or are aware of the film made by Ridley Scott. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
So I'm probably I'm an awful storyteller, but I'm going to try my best.
Would you like assistance?
No, you should be all right.
let you have the spotlight
I'm
for
gonna
once.
try.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna just. Okay, so I'm gonna start the story off. I'm thinking, do I give a little premise? Do I kind of give an idea?
It's up to you. Don't give it away too much, though. You don't want to spoil it.
I'll give it away too much. All right, I'll just start. So it begins by saying, you were on your way home when you died. It was a car accident. Nothing particularly remarkable, but fatal nonetheless. You left behind a wife and 2 children. It was a painless death. The EMTs tried their best to save you, but to no avail.
What's this got to do with eggs?
Hold on, James. I'm telling a sad story. Your body. Your I shouldn't laugh at this. Your body was so utterly shattered, you were better off, trust me. And that's when you met me. What? What happened, you asked? Where am I? You died, I said, matter-of-factly. No point in mincing words. There was a truck. It was skidding. Yep, I said. I died? Yep. Yup!
I died?
But don't feel bad about it. Everyone dies, I said. You looked around. There was nothingness, just you and me. What is this place? You asked. Is this the afterlife? More or less, I said. Are you God? You asked. Yup, I replied. Yup. Yup.
Are they talking to Humpty Dumpty?
If God is Humpty Dumpty, yeah.
That'd be hell of a
I didn't even say I'm God. He said, yup. He replied, I'm God.
At least you were close to them.
Yeah, pretty much. My kids, my wife, you said? What about them? You're butchering it, James! What about them? Will they be all right? That's what I like to see, I said. You just died and your main concern is for your family. That's good stuff right there. You looked at me with fascination. To you, I didn't look like God. I just looked like some man, or possibly a woman, some vague authority figure maybe, more of a grammar school teacher than the Almighty. Don't worry, I said. They'll be fine. Your kids will remember you as perfect in every way. They didn't have time to grow contempt for you. Your wife will cry on the outside, but will secretly be relieved. To be fair, your marriage was falling apart. If it's any consolation, she'll feel very guilty for feeling relieved. Oh, you said. So what happens now? Do I go to heaven or hell or something? Neither, I said. You'll be reincarnated. Ah.
Yay.
You said. So the Hindus were right. All religions are right in their own way, I said. Walk with me. Walk with me.
Take a walk.
You followed along as we strode through the void. Where are we going? Nowhere in particular, I said. It's just nice to walk and talk. So what's the point then? You asked. When I get reborn, I'll just be a blank slate, right? A baby, so all my experiences and everything I did in this life won't matter. Not so, I said. You have within you all the knowledge and experiences of all your past lives. You just don't remember them right now. I stopped walking and took you by the shoulders. Your soul is more magnificent, beautiful, and gigantic than you could possibly imagine. A human mind can only contain a tiny fraction of what you are. It's like sticking your finger in a glass of water to see if it's hot or cold. You put a tiny part of yourself into the vessel, and when you bring it back out, you've gained all the experiences it had. You've been in a human for the last 48 years, so you haven't stretched out yet and felt the rest of your immense consciousness. If we hung out here for long enough, you'd start remembering everything. There's no point to doing that between each life. How many times have I been reincarnated then? Oh, lots. Lots and lots. And into lots of different lives, I said. This time around, you'll be a Chinese peasant girl in 540 AD.
Nah, I'm alright, man. I don't want that.
Jackpot! Wait, what? You stammered? You're sending me back in time? Well, I guess technically, time, as you know it, only exists in your universe.
Time is relative.
Things are different from where I come from. Where you come from, you said? Oh, sure, I explained. I come from somewhere else. And there are others like me. I know you'll want to know what it's like there, but honestly, you wouldn't understand. Oh, you said, a little let down. But wait, if I get reincarnated to other places in time, I could have interacted with myself at some point. Sure, happens all the time. And with both lives only aware of their own lifespan, you don't even know it's happening. So what's the point of it all? Seriously, I asked. Seriously, you're asking me for the meaning of life. Isn't that a little stereotypical?
Yes, mate.
Well, it's a reasonable question, you persisted. I looked you in the eye. The meaning of life, the reason I made this whole universe, is for you to mature. You mean mankind? You want us to mature? No, just you. I made this whole universe for you. With each new life, you grow and mature and become a larger and greater intellect. Just me? What about everyone else? There is no one else, I said. In this universe, there's just you and me. You stared blankly at me. But all the people on Earth. All you. Different incarnations of you. Wait, I'm everyone? Now you're getting it, I said, with a congratulatory slap on the back.
Nice one, mate.
I'm every human being who ever lived. Or who will ever live. Yes. I'm Abraham Lincoln. I'm Abraham Lincoln.
For scoring 20 years ago.
And you're John Wilkes Booth too, I added. I'm Hitler, you said, appalled.
Oh, no.
And you're the millions being killed. I'm Jesus. No. And you're everyone who followed him. You fell silent. Every time you victimized someone, I said, you were victimizing yourself. Every act of kindness you've done to yourself. Every happy and sad moment ever experienced by any human was or will be experienced by you. You thought for a long time. Why, you asked me. Why do all of this? Because someday you will become like me. Because that's what you are. You're one of my kind. You're my child. Whoa, you said incredulous. You mean I'm a god?
Like Neo.
I'm a god? No, not yet. You're a fetus. You're still growing. Once you've lived
I'm 48!
Once you've lived every human life throughout all time, you will have grown enough to be born. So the whole universe, you said, is just an egg, I answered. Now it's time for you to move on to your next life, and I sent you on your way.
Are you alright?
And that's the story.
That's very
of the
cool.
egg.
I like that. There's a lot of things brought up in that I'd like to bring up, like reincarnation.
Yes.
Like, obviously, some belief systems believe in it, but how terrifying would it be having all your reincarnations put into your brain at once? You're like, I'd be like that, I think.
And it would just be like a complete mind
boggle.
I think it's a really cool idea that
That
everyone on Earth is the same person. Essentially, they're just different reincarnations of.
That's insane. So
of
you're
one moment
me
in time.
and you're me.
Yeah.
But what if you're me, but I'm you? Or you're me,
But I'm you.
Yeah. But like, what? So
Yeah. So like the whole, it kind of attempts to explain or gives an explanation for the meaning of life, and says that Earth is just like a vessel, so that this entity that is me and you and everyone
the Eggman
can grow and mature, so that they could then go on to their life, like the godly life, or wherever the god comes from, or god or gods. And it's really interesting. I thought it was such a unique take on.
It is, yeah. I can't say I've heard. Let me try and rack it into my tiny little brain. Because what was it now? In your life, you obviously age, yeah? You go through every decade, and you are technically a different person throughout your life.
Yeah.
You're never really the same. If you are, you haven't grown or been, anyway. But the fact is that could tie into that as well, because he's saying, you are everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't believe that, saying that, you didn't believe, you were scientific about it, you are technically at the same time yourself throughout your life, but you're also different people as well.
Yeah.
So you could believe it, not necessarily on a complete, human race sense, but you yourself are various different people.
Yeah, and it
throughout your life.
It comes back to like an argument of how do you actually know what your true self is? Because you put on so many different personas and personalities with different people. Like I would not act the same with someone else than I do act with you.
Why not?
Because we have a very unique friendship, James.
I'm embarrassing, is what he's saying.
But it's true. Like, how do you really know?
True.
And you can even say, like,
it's like tweaks, isn't it? It's not like you can. Well, some people do go into complete different person mode, but you make minor tweaks. Like you swear more around some people, you swear less.
Yeah.
You may be more flirtatious with other people, and others you definitely aren't.
But people may say like it's just a whole all-encompassing personality that you just you let out with other different people.
It's true.
But it's when you're by yourself, you're never truly yourself. You're still trying to kind of convince yourself this is the person you are. And even if like there are certain things that you want, like you want to be a certain person, you will convince yourself that you are this person.
Well, that's the thing, because recently I've been having this thing, like, when you think about it, because I get told a lot that I'm a nice person, I'm a nice guy, whatever. Nice guys finish last. And and I sit there thinking, like, am I a nice person? Or do I put on the facade of a nice person? And I'm actually an asshole. Because then I think about the bad things I've done, the anger outbursts, the petty things you do.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, you're like, well, if I was a good person, I wouldn't do that. But at the same time, no one's really black or white, are they? Everyone's kind of a grey mulch. It's just different shades of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
So
50 Shades of Mulch.
50 Shades of Mulch.
But you have to strip it back and say, well, what really is a good person? And then you can't really define what a good person is, because everyone has their own subjective definition of it.
Is someone who sits through a 28 series long show, doesn't complain about it at all.
A good person is whoever listens to this podcast.
Yeah.
You're a good person, viewer.
Yes, you are. This is fantastic, because in my mind I was like, we're just going to talk about random news stories, but now I feel challenged.
I feel mentally challenged.
Just would you like to reconfigure that sentence? Mentally.
I'm mentally challenged. I've been challenged.
Mentally. That's what we mean. It's just a joke, guys.
So sorry.
I do like that angle, because at first I was like, it's Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I do. I'd like to have fun with it, but I think ultimately it's about the meaning of life thing, because there are actually many meanings of life if you think about it in certain different aspects. Like if you go biologically, the meaning of life is to reproduce and continue the human race, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
If you think about it in a way, I guess, in a personal way, I don't think personal is the correct term, that's what I'm going to go with. Essentially, the meaning of life is to make the most of what you've got. This life is for free. It may be the only one we've got.
Life is for living.
Yeah. I think about the chances I've had, the choices I've made, blah, blah, blah. And I've been incredibly lucky to have the things I do so far in life.
Yeah.
With the voice acting, the opportunities I've had, and obviously I've worked towards it. It's not all been given to me, but at the same time you think, is there because we've discussed this before about karma and stuff, and you're not into
I don't.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm not going to, but I think, is it because I am a quote unquote good guy, as it the good things I've done paid off in that respect, or is it literally just chance and I've got these opportunities just through working through it, and I've just been lucky enough to just meet great people and have great people in my life? Because there's people out there who you hear the stories and they've had terrible lives. There's other people who haven't had a chance to even start their life before it ends, and it's crazy because is it just one big roll of a dice, and that is it?
I think it is. It's just taking opportunities when they come, because you could, I don't know, I'll think about something and I'll be like, I could go out tomorrow and just stumble into someone, and then all of a sudden your life's changed. Like from one interaction with one person, you meet someone. Not even necessarily like someone that you're interested in, like in a romantic way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You meet a friend, and then they invite you to something, and then all of a sudden you meet all these other people, and then they notice like maybe a talent of yours, and like, oh, I have this
Your entire life path.
Exactly.
Opens
Yeah.
up
Just
there
from
and
one interaction, like, and you don't realize that the power of opportunity, and
That's correct.
it's whether you take it or you don't, because even not taking an opportunity can still present.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, like
So really, you win anyway. You
being
win
a yes
anything.
man. Yeah, have you seen the film Yes Man
With Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey? Yeah, great film. And basically, he's a no man at first, and he starts saying yes to everything, and then it starts to go bad because he agrees to a lot of stuff. And I think you're right. It's about knowing which path to go down, when to say yes, when to say no. Because obviously, yes is a positive word, isn't it? In most respects.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly what you mean.
If you enjoyed that little short story, there is another story, like another book by Andy Weir. It's called All My Friends Are Dead. Morbid.
Andy Weir seems like a very philosophical, morbid kind of guy.
There is a picture of a dinosaur. It's cute. It's not particularly happy.
It's meant to be a philosophically comedic book.
Just a slight correction.
Andy, would you like to sponsor us?
It's Andy Weir doesn't even write it.
That's by Avery
Munson and Jory John.
So apologies, Andy Weir. Please back off. We don't want your support here.
It comes straight up, Andy Weir.
But on Google, it is under Andy Weir's.
Fuck you, Google.
Adam, thank you so much for that story. I feel
You're welcome. If the storytelling was
good.
a bit butchered, I apologise.
I had some notes, but it's all right. Maybe try and slow down next time.
Maybe not get interrupted as much.
So did you think of? So obviously you're on your little mountain hike. Did you think of that while you're up there?
Yeah, we were talking like at the top by this waterfall.
Babe, I've got this great story called The Egg.
I don't. Do you know what? I don't even know how we. She is just one of those one of these people that you'll just stumble into random conversation. Like you'll go with it, and like you never have like heated discussion. Like it's just all kind of like for the literally the pursuit of knowledge. Like it's you just want to hear what she says, and
So you're saying she's interesting?
She is very very interesting, and she's a lot smarter than she thinks, and it's
there's a lot of people like that.
Do you know what? It like you.
And there's also a lot of people that are stupider than they think as well.
There are a lot of people in a high academic setting that are fucking idiots. Like I'm sorry, and there are people that just kind of like have everyday jobs, and they are not seen to be like particularly successful in what they do, but they are ridiculously smart. And it doesn't even have to be a case of being academically smart or to kind of quote the horrible term street smart.
Yeah.
There's also like person smart, I believe. Like just being able to read a person is I feel like more intelligent than someone that is like massively book smart.
Yeah.
But then you have like the social elements of that, and people that can't actually like read people just due to like.
I think intelligence goes far beyond just I know things. About
it does go both ways.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Like, there's intelligence on various different levels, and I think people don't get. I think it's based on society as well. People don't get credit for it as well. Society needs to be overruled. We live in a society.
You got there before me.
But I think as well, like, there's people, I think I mentioned before in the podcast how there's so many talented people out there in the world. Artists, writers, blah, 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 musicians. There's so many people. And obviously the people who are in those positions who to get a platform and make money off what they do and live comfortably is really good. But there's so many people who are just working day by day in a job trying to get that platform. Everyone's fighting to get, the life. I can't believe I'm making money doing this, how I earn my living doing this, something you enjoy, because...
I think it is right, though, when you say it's society, because I wouldn't even have advice for someone, but if I had to give advice to someone that has like a passion for something that doesn't really want to give it up, but has to get like a regular everyday job to survive. Which
we do, guys. We're speaking these quote unquote truths here, but all three of us have to, work. We just do this in our spare time to entertain you. So you better be grateful.
But like, I'd say like my if I had to give advice, I'd say you have to make a choice of whether you want to kind of suffer with like a shittier
with
life.
A smile.
Yeah. So it's literally like suffering with a smile, because at the end of the day, if you get to do what you love, you'll accept the fact that you can't get certain things, like you can't live in like a nice house, or you won't have as much money.
Yeah.
And I'll try and they try and balance it by getting a job and also following the passion, but then you have a 50-50 split or whatever the split is.
Yeah, like with me, what I've had to do, obviously working out, because I've been doing voice acting for, like 4 or 5 years at this point.
Yeah.
And I need to have a day-to-day job to get by, because
Yeah.
work isn't as frequent as I'd like it to be yet. And basically,
If you're listening to this.
and basically the way it is with that is the passion, the voice acting will always come first.
Yeah. And
So,
yeah, like you said,
in the past, I've had to call in sick to work to go on a voice job, and the job itself, they act supportive of your talents, but they aren't. As soon as it becomes a hassle for them, they have to rearrange your shift because you've got a breakthrough in your talent.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. So once, because, and this is, I don't know if I've ever said this before.
Oh.
I had to, I faked that I'd been in a car accident to get out of a shift at work. Not like a dangerous one, not like blood everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I basically said that I'd had a scuff in the road and that, I was in a bit of shock. And thinking about it now, it wasn't the best thing to do.
I don't know, it's
At
quite
all.
creative.
It's creative, yeah, but morally, there's people that have been in car accidents and actually been through it.
You would kind of drift into...
Because I don't want to be a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't, I've got myself into trouble in the past for lying because I thought it's better to tell them a story that they'd enjoy rather than
Yeah.
give them the truth. At the end of the day, the truth is...
Because, unfortunately, you are easily replaceable.
It's true.
In
in
big
everything,
yeah,
really,
yeah.
in everything.
You're expendable,
Yeah,
James.
Yeah, we're all expendable in their own special ways, but the thing is, don't get me wrong, not every time I call in sick to work for an acting job or whatever, I didn't make up this massive excuse. It's just day, it just felt like it felt so much harder
Yeah.
to call in sick because...
Every time you call in sick now, your future employers are going to be like, do you have an acting job, James? Huh?
Yeah.
Where is it?
And there was this, obviously, at this job, they call you up on the
spot.
same day
Yeah.
and be like, are you still feeling ill?
Oh, my God.
So it's...
Can you come into work now?
Yeah, basically, oh, you're feeling better now.
There's produce to do, James.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So that's that. We've got quite deep into this philosophical.
We have.
thing.
We have.
This is good, but you got anything else to say or to carry on?
You can carry on.
Got one more
You
thing.
can
We're going to
carry
go
on.
back into the realms of the spooky now.
Oh, okay.
I've had my mind blown philosophically, and now this is. So when it comes to hauntings, there's got to be certain specifications to convince me personally that something legitimately spooky is going on. What would you say?
Yeah, it takes
What would listen, mate? Yeah, what would you personally consider a haunting?
I think something that I can't put logic to. Mm-hmm. If I can't address it in my mind,
Seeing
this
a figure.
this was. If I saw a figure, then that would haunt me.
Yeah.
I'd be a bit
Be
spooked.
haunted by the haunting. Yeah.
Ooh.
So if your house was haunted, yeah,
Yeah,
what would be the smallest thing that could happen to convince you there's something going on?
probably a noise that I was unfamiliar with because do you know? Yeah, literally. Is that a ghost?
Must be.
But yeah,
Dad.
do you know when you're so used to your own house and you know all the noises?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, probably a noise.
Okay, cool. Well, this story, we're talking about haunted pub. Now, I'm personally, when it comes to hauntings, when they have pictures of orbs and dust streaks and stuff, and it's a ghost, I don't buy it anymore. When I was younger, maybe, but now I need to see full-blown apparition to be convinced, or a twisted face. But yeah, so we're going to the pub, mate. We're going to the pub. We're going to the White Hart in Corsley, Wiltshire, which you better believe is currently dealing with some paranormal activity. So the pub landlords claim their venue is haunted, and they've captured the ghost, who has a quote-unquote musty body odour, on camera. The pub's owners have given him the name Henry, and they believe he is an old landlord. So, first things that got their suspicions going up was a CCTV camera caught the moment a bar measure appears to move by itself. I've seen the video, and what makes me kind of dubious is the fact is that when it starts moving, the barmaid turns around and goes, "Oh, look, it's moving!" But I guess
What?
yeah, it's just I guess even if they didn't notice it and it moved, it's still. I don't know, I've seen so many videos of poltergeist activity of stuff moving about that. Even if it is real, there's been so much bullshit filtered into me that I just don't believe it.
Yeah. Even if a real poltergeist was to show up,
I'd be
I'm a poltergeist.
Where's the strings?
You're chatting shit.
You ain't real, mate. Get out of my face. So there was this video of the drink measure moving. The couple who run the pub claim it has a history of spooky presences, making itself known to staff and the actual punters itself. Some have even described feeling of a hand touching or scratching them. Our staff have to put up with a lot.
Can you imagine just feeling a scratch on you? Bloody hell, and then someone was just scratching you.
What are you doing?
Ooh. Did I get the itch? I can sense it, is Oh, is your neck itching now?
What was that? It was my neck.
But they said that their staff have to put up with a lot. One time I was getting something out of the safe and felt an hand around my leg, fingers and thumb gripping it. It was unreal.
Are we drifting back into the ghost sex?
Sexy ghost. I mean, I don't think his body odor's just too rank. Maybe he knows Ray, though.
Fucking Ray.
Good old Ray. A couple of times they've had regulars actually walk out the pub looking very spooked. And it's only a week or so later they admit they saw something behind the bar. I think it's just Henry, like, ghosty naked going, his pelvic thrusting towards him.
Gyrations.
That's supernatural gyrations. They've also said, we've seen it too. It's hard to describe. It's like a fast-moving vapor trail. We've got it on CCTV as well. The waiters themselves have felt hands touching them too and been scratched at by something. They seem to get picked on.
Ghost bullies.
Henry's a bully, mate. Leave me alone!
Does the ghost not know it's cool to be kind? It's cool to be nice.
No, it's not, mate. He's dead. He can do what he wants.
Maybe he was nice in life. Now he's a bastard in death.
Oh, it's nice. This
Now
is
I'm
all I
bad.
get. I was nice and now I'm
Sounds like
nasty.
a ghost superhero origin story.
He was the nicest man in life, but now he's a ultimate bastard.
I imagine him like with a Brooklyn accent or something.
Hey, you. Hey, Dame, get over here.
used to be nicer, but now I'm a little bit nasty.
I used to be nice, right? And now I'm a little bit naughty. This prohibition thing, that's why I live in the pub now. I like the booze, And like, if I'm gonna come out there and
Touch your leg.
squeeze Tuts' leg, I'm gonna do it. So don't be looking at me like a palooka, all right? I am what I am, and I'm dead, so I do what I want. Get out of here.
No.
No, I'm not gonna get out of here. So we've got Brooklyn Henry haunting a pub in
Wiltshire.
Wiltshire. Yes, I'm a long way from home, so I'm just celebrating.
Yeah, what's he doing in
I'm
Wiltshire?
having a good time. All right.
What's a Wiltshire accent like?
It's just like, hello there, I'm posh. No, I don't know.
I'm
Wiltshire's
a
like
fucking
something-
posh.
Yeah.
Welcome to my farmyard. Are there farms in Wiltshire?
Yes, there is some, but there's farms everywhere. So yeah, they aren't exclusive, I believe. But yeah, so they've been getting this haunting going on. It's been picking on people. They're getting very upset. They've even said themselves that if anyone has any history on the pub, they'd really appreciate them getting in touch, as we'd like to know what happened here. The owners, known as the Gills, said the otherworldly goings on did not make them want to leave the pub, but they do have to leg it upstairs each night after turning the lights off in the pub. Have you ever had that before?
Yeah, but when I was younger, I feel like
I get it occasionally now.
I'd be more intrigued now. Like,
Face me, demon!
yeah, demons. But no, like when I was younger, I think it is just like the paranoia in your head. Like I can't remember what I was watching, but it was basically saying if you look into the darkness for long enough, like your eyes will almost like imagine something. Like it will form like a structure, it will form like a figure, and you will believe you see something. And then you can even convince yourself, like, I saw something, when really it was just your eyes like trying so hard to find something in the darkness.
I remember once on one Christmas Eve, I was lying in bed and there was a mirror up. It was a bunk bed and there was a mirror on the wall, and I couldn't sleep 'cause I was so excited for Christmas and presents. And I was staring, and it was like the room was basically dark, but I think the laptop screen was on, so it was like illuminating the room or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember just lying there staring in the mirror thinking, oh, I just want to sleep. And you stare into a mirror long enough, my face started to like morph.
Yeah,
it
does.
almost like I started aging.
Yeah.
It was the strangest thing. And they do say as well that some rituals can be practiced with mirrors. So what if I was like halfway into like ending up in an alternate universe?
Some like satanic Santa.
Exactly. Merry Christmas!
Fucking demons everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, mate. So Adele and Steve Ellis moved into the pub 2 years ago after it was empty for 7 years. Before they moved in, they were actually homeless themselves. I don't know what details there, but that's it.
There seems to be just some strange details that they add in. Do you know when like you're trying too hard to convince someone of a lie?
Yeah, I know.
You put too much detail into a lie, and it's like
I think he was wearing a red shirt with it was flecks on the shoulders.
it was a red Ralph Lauren shirt. Lauren?
Ralph Lauren. I think it cost about £60.
It was $69.99 from Next. I've got the receipt.
And when I shot him, when he was shot. But I know what you mean, though. There is such a thing as too much detail, which is annoying because I like to write detail down sometimes. But then I'm like, is it too much? His veins were
I feel like in a
3 meters long.
In a story, it's okay because like
it still depends though, because it was like.
But if it's like a little,
that's how you write those. Isn't it?
If you're trying to convince the list or the
if you really want to hammer it home, I get you. And that's it, really. That's the haunting. That's the story I come across.
So do you believe? Do you believe?
I do.
You a believer?
I've
oh
had-
yeah, you are.
I've seen a lot of
ghostly
things, and my family have as well. And that
So I was talking to someone about. She said that she had some ghost inspectors come to her house,
I mean,
and I did think it was almost like you've got ghosts.
Yeah.
It's like, now give us £2,000.
Yeah.
We can get rid of them for you. But
I've got a vacuum.
you've got the deluxe package. You've got the Ghost Sucker 9000. That'll do it instantly.
Hey, don't be sucking me off with no Ghost Sucker 9000, all right? Yeah, I know. It's I do believe massively. And my dad himself.
Hello, James's father again.
Hello. He was part of the West Midlands Ghost Club. Which,
Really? That's
was,
cool.
It was it was just like a society of people who had shared the interest in ghosts and the paranormal, and they go and do like ghost hunts, like Most Haunted.
Yeah.
Obviously, there wasn't Derek Core going in the corner of the room, but they go to these places. They set up cameras and they do the tests and stuff like that. And it was a big thing in my family for a while. Like your day-to-day life was just about ghosts and
About
stuff. 'Cause my dad
ghosts.
will be coming home, staying all night in places. And he went to some amazing places, and he did see some genuine stuff. And I think he's gonna give us some of his stories for the episode we're doing in October about his
really?
experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I will. And anyway, so the reason where it really started to, because I've always had interest in it before he did this, because he's raised me reading me ghost stories and monsters and stuff like that. It's where the interest kind of come from. And when he was doing this job, I say job, it wasn't like a paid thing. When they go to places, they wouldn't ask for money or anything like that. They just go just to investigate it. And the more he did of these things, the more our house, because our house was a new build as well that we moved into, and it just started getting haunted. More
Haunted.
haunted. That's a new word. More and more haunted. Sorry, it got worse and worse and
Yeah.
worse. Like crazy stuff. Like so, I could do a whole episode talking about it,
Oh,
but
okay.
I would.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. But we'll definitely have some on the October episode.
Yeah, because I'm not like it's not like I don't believe in them, but I'm not convinced.
You've not seen
I
enough.
would like to be. I would like to be convinced. Like convince me if I can see
Yeah.
like. Not necessarily like a Casper.
Full-blown
bloody-
apparition.
Yeah, bloody Casper coming out of the wall being like, hey.
Casper.
I'm like, there you go, that's a
Yeah.
ghost. I've seen one.
Yeah.
But I want to be convinced that I can't put logic in that. Like, because we have to find reason for things. We don't have to like,
the logical side of your brain always wants to, because I think if you go about believing in all the illogical stuff, you almost lose the
magic.
that, and also kind of the credit of if you did genuinely see something, you'd be like, "Oh, I've seen a ghost," but they were like, but you also believe in aliens. You also believe that the Earth's flat. You also believe, because if you always talk about crazy stuff, who's going to believe you when you actually have it? It's like the boy who cried wolf kind of.
Yeah,
You just kind of.
I do think it's
yeah.
it's sad for people to deny this like kind of world.
It bothers me when people just straight down
Yeah.
go, "It doesn't exist."
Imagine like just not having the capability to think that there's something outside of what you see.
Yeah.
I think
'Cause there are
what a sad little life, Jane.
There are some things in life you genuinely can't explain. So when you go to places and there's just a bad atmosphere,
Yeah.
like, it just feels wrong, like almost terrifying. Like your fight or flight kicks in. Nothing's happening. There's nothing bad happening, but you suddenly feel that urge to just run. You're in danger.
It is like a trigger in a computer, isn't it, or a machine?
Yeah,
like
yeah, of
you
course,
hit a
The
fail
ghost
safe
in
or
the
something,
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's.
But that's our episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. So it's gone a lot deeper than I
Yeah.
anticipated. And no, don't go. Yeah, it was great. I had a great time. Don't say yeah. Yeah. So we've had. I hope you enjoyed the intro, Bumblebee Tuna Man, and then the deep depths of
the egg.
philosophical discussions, and then philosophy, and then wrapping up with a good old ghost story. But yeah, thank you so much, Adam, for having me.
Thank you.
Hope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And hopefully y'all have some nice hauntings out there.
Yeah, please do if you are listening as well. If you have got any hauntings or strange experiences that have happened to you, email them to us for our Halloween episode we're going to do. We're going to try and get them in. And also, if you want certain one of us to read it out, because Lewis will be there, just put the name saying want it to be read by Adam, James, or Lewis.
And if you want me to read you a bedtime story, send me a private message.
We'll put. yeah, you do that. I'll forward it to him. But yeah, if you want to get into contact, with us on email, it's marvels.mysteries@gmail.com. And also we're on Instagram, which is @MMM Midlanders or Midlanders. Adam knows exactly what I'm going to say because it's become my thing. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. Hope you haven't felt the absence of Lewis too much.
He'll be back.
He's in Ross on Wye, probably chatting up every single woman who lives there.
Can you do an impression of Lewis trying to chat someone up?
Right, Bab. No, but you're right, Duck.
Do you know fish can fart?
And with that, Lewis, I hope you never listen to this episode. You probably won't.
Yeah, he won't.
Yeah, he does his own thing.
He'll be playing Dota or something.
No,
Fucking Dota.
It's Dota, mate, yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys, for listening. Hope you have a great week. And until next time, we are Marvel's Mysteries and Midlanders. Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm up the beanstalk.
You say up the beanstalk a lot, and I don't know what it truly means.